Hi all, I'm Nitesh Goyal and welcome back to our channel ML for Analytics. In this tutorial, we will be studying about Azure Data Preparation Services. And just to be specific, we will be deep diving, or you can say we will learn that what kind of services Azure provides us for data preparation. So let's move on. And here is the overall overview for the different kind of services that can be break down in different parts for Azure. The first one is data ingestion, then is data storage services, then data preparation services that we are discussing in this video, and the last one comes the data analytics services. And for data ingestion services and storage services, I've already created a tutorial for you guys, and I will be providing their link in the description. So do see that as well, and it will help you just to move on with the upcoming demos that I will be covering in future. So what are the different services for data preparation? These are the three services that are being provided by Azure. The first one is Azure Data Bricks, then is Azure Data Factory, and the last one is Azure SQL Data Warehouse. So let's start with Data Bricks. Basically, Data Bricks or the Azure Data Bricks is a system based on Apache Spark, customized or optimized Spark cluster specifically for Azure. And that said, you get everything that Spark provides you in this service, which is the greatest advantage of Databricks. And it can make sophisticated analytics easy for you, and it is very easy to set up, just one click away. Also, you can do the shared analytics. By shared analytics, I mean like you have created a system or a portal where you are doing your work and creating different type of transformation over the data, and you can just share that same thing with different data scientists or data engineers or any team member you think of. So you will be sharing or collaborating at single point for single data. So that is the greatest advantage of Azure Databricks. Normal Spark is not able to do that, but Azure provides you that. And the next thing is it can be integrated with different services being provided by Azure with the help of CDM model. So I will be covering CDM model or the common data model in a video, or you can say the next video. So do watch that to learn that how the CDM works. Basically, it will provide you a common data space or a common data model, you can say, for all the services like Azure ML service, Microsoft Power BI, Cosmos DB. All of them will be sharing their data or saving their data in a common space in Azure Data Lake Gen 2, and Databricks can also access the same thing. So I will be covering all that in depth in the next video, so do watch that. And coming back to Databricks, here are a few more points. It is highly scalable. If you think that you are out of memory or you need a computation power, you can just scale it on the go and pay as you go. So for example, if you have chosen throughput of like say 10 operations per second, then if you think it is very less for you, just go to the scale option and increase it to 1000 operations per second, and as per your number of operations you will be costed. And the next thing is like Azure is not that costly as you think, so it is a good option for you. And of course, you can accelerate data processing with the super fast Spark engine, which is embedded in Databricks. And the next is advantages that are being provided by Azure are like high security and excellent SLAs provided by Azure. And by security, I mean like firewalls, virtual private networks, and you can just allow data access over few IPs or not, and whitelist few IPs, or you can provide role-based access to some person, like for example, I can only read the data and other team member can edit as well, something like that. Of course, it is very good for big data processing, or you can say that data for preparing data for big data analysis. So guys, this covers the Azure Data Bricks, and let's move on to the next part, that is Azure Data Factory version 2. The good thing about Azure Data Factory is like it can be used for two processes, like for data ingestion as well as for data preparation. That is the greatest advantage of Azure Data Factory. It controls the complete flow of the data to data stores, transforming the data, doing ETL and ELT operations for you, can directly ingest data into Azure Data Warehouse. Like you have some data in your local system or the on-premise data sets, and you want to move that to Azure Data Warehouse directly, then you can use Azure Data Factory for that. This is the best solution in doing that. The next thing is like it can be used for creating end-to-end data pipelines in Azure. Using you can even connect your on-premise data or the data stored over different storages in Azure, and you can combine all of them at a single source or single destination, I would say. And it can be used for preparing different kind of data like CSVs, Excel, or you can use even the SQL data, and even data coming from Power BI. You can just combine everything with the help of Azure Data Factory. Another good thing is like you can add custom codes over here, like the Python code that you want to do. And for example, you are just pulling some data from your local system, and you have applied some Python script over the Azure Data Factory, which will process your data and do some manipulation over it, and then ingest that data into the server or the SQL warehouse, whatever you like. Or that is one very impressive thing of the Azure Data Factory. And the next thing is it involves HD Insight. HD Insight is something which is very profound and known for big data processing, and it can do that without a sweat. And of course, it is also integrated with Azure services using CDM, just like Azure Data Bricks. So it can also access the data or the and ingest the data into the common data model folder, and which can further be used by Power BI, Azure ML, Cosmos DB, or you can say Azure SQL, whatever service you like of Azure. Everything can be connected at CDM. So this is for the Azure Data Factory. And the last word, but not the least, is SQL Data Warehouse. As the name suggests, Azure SQL Data Warehouse is a cloud-based data warehouse service. Best part about it is you can scale data up to petabytes, not just GBs or TBs, up to petabytes, and which is a very large number, I would say. And I don't think so most people will go up to that amount of data. Still, it is a good thing to know that Azure is providing such a great service to us, and it can be used for both data preparation as well as data storage. And it is great for big data analysis as it provides us massive parallel processing, as all the data that we are saving in the SQL data warehouse is distributed among different DBs, you can say, or small different location or internal containers into the data warehouse, and with the help of which you get the ultimate parallel processing for analyzing the big data or preparing data for the big data analysis. High compute power, distributed storage, distributed compute. By distributed storage and distributed compute, I mean like we are saving data into the SQL data warehouse among different small servers or different small distributed storages, not just one chunk of storage like a SQL server. It is not like that. It is not a single database. In the total warehouse, there will be many small chunks or small containers in which the data will be distributed evenly, and these small chunks are much cheaper and easy to scale in comparison to a single SQL server. And by distributed compute, the best thing is like you can increase it on demand. Like save your data. For example, if you have 10 GB data, you pay for the 10 GB of data storage. If you have 100 GB data, you pay for the 100 GB data storage, but not for the compute until unless you are not using it. So use the compute part or pay for the compute part only when you want to use it. And it is also scalable. Like uh, I said in the Databricks, you can set the throughput for it, like 100 operations per second, 1000 operations per second. So these are not directly linked, storage and compute. They are independent entities, and you just pay for what amount you are using for them. And if you are not using any one of them, you are not paying for any one of them. And by default, it provides the geo redundancy. That is, copy your data in the primary region 3 times a day, and create a copy of it into a secondary region asynchronously. It will create a copy of your data 3 times a day synchronously. However, the copy that is being made in the secondary server is created asynchronously. By primary region, I mean, like, for example, I live in Delhi, so Delhi is my primary region. So within the same region, in the single data warehouse, it will copy my data 3 times into different servers in same region only. And the second copy can be created into a city somewhere in USA where my secondary copy is. And on that secondary copy also, I get complete access, like read and write access over there. So by default, it provides a geo redundancy. However, you can get other redundancy techniques as well. And I have discussed about it into our previous video that was related to data storage devices or data storage services provided by Azure. So you can watch different redundancy techniques in that. And when to use Azure SQL data warehouse: when you have very large data and you have a very small team and want to analyze something special about it. So then comes the SQL data warehouse for you. So if I want to summarize these topics, I would say Azure Databricks, it does not save any data on its end. It is an independent processing service which will run over the different data storages or over the data that you have stored at different locations. Let's say in Azure Data Lake or Blob Storage, it will run over that storage. It will not have its own storage. It is just a data preparation service, and that too a very powerful one. Then comes the Azure Data Factory. It can be used for data ingestion as well as data preparation. Data preparation part is not that strong of Azure Data Factory. However, data ingestion is pretty good for it. Then the last one is Azure SQL Data Warehouse. It does everything. It stores the data within itself and then compute the data over itself only, and just prepare everything that you need at a single location only. So you don't have to worry about anything over here. And just like Azure Databricks, you can also share the same location with different users and enable different security levels like RBAC or cores, or everything you want is available for all these services. So there is nothing to worry about it. So guys, thank you very much. This covers this video and I hope you liked it. Please do subscribe and hit the notification bell just to know when I will be posting the new videos for you regarding the SEO and my team for Power BI as well. And hope that you will love the next video regarding the CDM that I will covering in very in depth. This was just overview, and CDM will be covered very definitely in a very depth topic, and I hope that you will just love it. And of course, you can just let me know in the comments that what kind of video you want to see about the SEO. If there is some special topic that you want to learn regarding to SEO, just comment over it. I will try to cover it for you in the next videos, and will just let you know. So thank you guys. Have a nice day.